Let's go. Hey, where would you like me to set this up?
Hey, I think I'm gonna move it closer because I can't hear very good.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
We didn't call a meeting, Danny.
Oh, I know.
Huh? We did.
I've asked him to document this for me.
Okay, well, Michelle can't be here. We do hearings, so that's why they're.
Why is
called.
it private? What if I give her permission to be here?
Give him.
It's private, what, for my safety or the safety of my information?
That's pretty much the state law from what I'm told by the management company.
Okay.
'Cause
I
this
tell
is
you what,
just-
whenever we start the meeting, then you could tell her to leave, and then you could state why, and then I'll say that I want her to stay.
Yeah, otherwise we'd be doing it during a regular public meeting.
You called this for me today. You didn't stipulate that nobody could be here.
I didn't give you the notice, the management company did.
Well, so you're giving the notice through the management company.
Well, we made arrangements with the management company to
Right,
set
so
it up
you
originally.
can't
as
use
a
that
Zoom.
excuse that the management company did it. You're the one that tells the management company what to do.
But the management company informs us of what the laws are of what we're allowed to
Do
do.
you want to
during
give her a
these
call right
meetings.
now?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to give her a call and ask her?
I don't know if she'll answer at this time of the day.
It's after hours. That's pretty. I wouldn't want to be bugged at 5:57 when I'm not on work hours, but I mean, typically when we have these meetings, they're private, so that way information is just between you
Well,
and the board.
we've allowed them to hear what's going on with that.
So are you
It's
trying to
not
protect the
private.
board or are you trying to protect me?
No, we're trying to protect you.
Okay, yeah, I don't need you to
We
protect
don't
me.
need protection.
I don't need protection. I'll state that out
Okay.
loud.
Well, then just let them, if they want to, that's fine.
Yeah, we don't need protection from them.
Okay. I'll listen. I don't.
She's gonna respond or not.
Is that going to be videotaped?
No. Should I try to call Jason?
We don't need protection. We're fine. We don't need protection. We're fine.
Well, I'm also looking at protection for the board as well, because we're trying to follow what the state laws are. That's why we allowed for the hearing in the first place.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna be on camera. please make sure I'm not on camera, Danny? Thank you. This is a private meeting.
Get your phone out. It's a private meeting, so go ahead and use the camera.
Actually, you allow Danny to be here.
I just recently said that, maybe 60 said no.
What's that?
I said that when we
Video
set up.
all this. Yeah.
From what we've always been told, basically it's 6 o'clock on the dot. We've been told that these are private meetings, that's why we either can do them at the end of an executive session, or we do it like we're doing it right now as a hearing. They've never been recorded. We've been told by the management company that basically this is a hearing. We're here to listen to what you have to say. We're not here to make a decision. We have 10 days after you present your information to give you an answer on that, whatever you present at this point in time. So what we have here is a violation that was done, what my dates show on your account back, they put it on the account on April the 11th, for the violation came through that said, please mow property or maintain an active condition. Most of these, it also says lessening a fire hazard as stated in Windermere Oak CCR section 9. So this policy basically started when Paul was on the board, which he is a volunteer for the fire department and trying to help eliminate upcoming fires. And because we've been in such a dry season through all this period of time, now we've had a lot of rain, thank goodness. But we're asking people basically to get rid of their dead branches, their dead trees, and try to get rid of the dead area that's in each of these areas to try to help prevent a fire hazard. Okay, anybody else want to say anything else? Okay, so we'll listen to what you have to say. Like I said, this is a hearing. You can present your case and then we have our time to give you an answer.
Okay, thank you for meeting with me. I'm here in good faith to understand the basis of the violation and the fine assessed against my property and to resolve the matter fairly and constructively. Please introduce yourselves and explain what position you hold on the board. I don't know who you people are. Tell me who you are.
Okay, my name's Julie Newman. I'm the president.
I'm Mark Carpenter, I'm the vice president.
I'm Chris Krebs, I'm a director,
You're the director?
a director.
Okay. And who are you?
I'm Will McGraw, I'm the secretary.
Okay.
You also have Tyler.
Okay, so I've got Mark Carpenter, Christopher Creans, Will McGraw, and Julie Newman here now. Okay. I submitted multiple written record requests. Is the association declining to provide responsive records prior to the hearing?
No, that was left to the management company. The management company, through the attorney, has advised us that they're responsible for doing all of the documentation that you requested. And they, from an email that she had sent, basically, it was stated that that documentation is available to you out on Town Square under documents.
Okay, I asked a lot of specific questions, and you haven't asked for more time, and you haven't given me a response. You gave me
That
a...
response comes from the management company, and that response, I don't have it with me, Bobby Humphreys, who is Melissa's supervisor, she was on vacation when most of that came through, and he responded back to you and basically said most of that information you are not privy to because it's confidential information of other people that live here in the subdivision.
No, he didn't say most of the information, he said some of the information.
Well, most
And so
of
there are
them.
a lot
I'm sorry,
of
that's the
specific
term I
questions.
use.
And so by law, you have to explain which ones you will not tell me. Y'all haven't done that.
And from what I understand in his email, he was pretty explicit about that.
He wasn't.
Well, you can take that up with the management company.
Well, the
We're not
management
here-
company
we're
works
not
for you. You're supposed to be the one that tells the management company what to do.
The only thing we're here to listen to today is the actual violation, nothing to do with any of the other
Okay,
comments.
so as a matter of record, I don't have any answers to the
Well,
questions
then you need to
I
go
asked.
back to the
Okay.
management company and ask for that because that was their responsibility.
Okay, so are there responsive records that exist that have not yet been produced?
I don't know that answer, that's up to them.
Is the association taking the position that certain requested records do not exist? Did you read my questions?
Yeah, I have them with me. But
Okay.
again, the management company came back and said the only thing we as a board are responsible is to do a hearing as far as the violation is concerned.
Say that again.
And we're under their advice to do so. We are only responsible to listen to this hearing for the actual violation. None of the other items that you mentioned, that's all left with the management.
So, a lot of the information I asked, I needed the answers to before I had this meeting.
That's between you and the management company.
It's not actually between the board and me, because the management company is your agent.
Yes, they are our agent, but they also turn around and tell us by law what we are supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do.
Does the board maintain that the violation and fine issued to me were valid at the time they were assessed?
Well, I don't know if the rest of them have a picture, but I have a picture.
We want to hear what you have to say about the violation. That's it.
Yes, but I want answers to
You're
questions.
not getting answers today. We're gonna plead your case, and we're gonna consider what you have to say.
Okay,
And
well, I'm gonna
we'll-
answer questions, and then you can just stay silent if you want to. But that's a question that I should know, because we're here to find out whether or not I have a fine that is due. And so, does the board maintain that the violation and fine issued to me were valid at the time they were assessed?
You have to talk to the management company.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have to talk to the management company?
They
What do
issue the
you people
fines.
do here?
They issue the fines.
They issue
They're
the
the management
fines.
company. They handle all that. We don't.
So, they issue the
We
fines.
set the
Do they have to
parameters.
have permission from you people to issue the fines?
We set the parameters as the association, as the board, of what they go through to write up as far as restrictions coming through the association.
What's in our articles and bylaws and CRs and all that.
And all of this pertains to the article, to section 9 of lot maintenance that's in our CCRs, as it's mentioned in here.
So, does the association presently consider my property to be in violation?
I drove by it today, I still consider that you haven't done anything to it. You haven't did, unless you can prove differently, you haven't did anything as far as taking care of any of
So
it.
you're saying that you presently consider my property to be in violation?
I do, I don't know if these have gone through or not.
Do the rest of you consider it to be in violation?
The management company says yes.
If the management company says so, then yes.
Until you show otherwise, yes.
Is the association contemplating further fines or enforcement action regarding the matter?
That's it. Care of the management company, once again.
So it's up to the management company whether or not I get another fine.
Yeah, they're gonna go by if you've actually done anything with the property in the meantime.
It'll be treated just like if you didn't pay your annual assessment. Any fines that are levied on anybody's property or for whatever reason, it's treated just like any other. If you didn't pay your annual assessment, you'll be treated just like that. There's certain steps and procedures that they have to go through, and that's what they'll do.
Okay. Who physically took the photographs associated with the two notices, which purport to have been taken on March
It goes
27th
back to
and
the
April 10th?
management company, because they're the one that hires the person that drives through to do the pictures.
Okay. Who accompanied the person, the management company person
They,
that
from
took
what
the
I
property?
understand, and Mark doesn't even know this because I clarified this last week, that only their supervisor is allowed to ride with them to drive through. Otherwise, they drive through by themselves, from what I understand.
So who is the person? Are you saying
Do
that
not
was
have
Melissa
the name of the
McWilliams?
person. They are hired by the management company.
So was it Melissa McWilliams, or do you know who it was?
No, nobody was riding with her at that point.
No, but
Her
who took
and-
the pictures?
I'm sorry?
Who took the
The
pictures?
person that drives through the subdivision.
Is that Melissa McWilliams?
No, it can't be. They hire an outside company. An outside company is hired by Goodwin that basically does all these drive-throughs, not just our subdivision, many subdivisions. And they give them the parameters that are set in our documents when they go through to take the pictures of those violations.
So
Do
there's
you
a-
have any evidence that you corrected the situation?
I'll get to that.
No, I'm asking you a question now. I want to answer now.
I'll get to that.
No, okay, well.
You know what, I'll get to
Let's
that.
call this meeting over then, because he's
Oh,
gonna be.
oh, no,
unbelievable.
You can
Yes,
not call
yeah.
this meeting.
No.
You can leave, but if you leave, then I think that we've got a real
I've asked you,
problem
we're
with
here
civil
for the
violation.
violation. Have you corrected?
I'm explaining
Do
it
you
to you.
intend to correct the violation?
I'm explaining what
Do
but
you-
first I need information from you.
It's a very
Here's
simple
what-
question.
here's the deal.
We're
You've
here-
assessed me a fine.
Excuse me, I'm
Excuse
talking.
me, I'm talking.
Okay, I'm out of here.
You've assessed me a
That's how you
fine.
handle it as an HOA board. Walk away like a
Walk away.
petulant child.
I'm not a child.
Petulant
We're here to
child
discuss
is how
one
you
thing,
act.
the
And
violation.
we are trying.
We want to know, have you corrected it? You want to
Well,
answer the
we were
question.
there.
If
If you're not attending in
You
a
know what,
corrective,
if I-
you'll keep
whenever
getting
you
fined.
understand what's wrong,
I'm done.
it's above your head.
Yeah.
You're a petulant child. Wow. Wow.
Okay.
As I said,
So
I'm
what I'm
not
asking,
answering the board, we don't have a board, we have to have 3 for a quorum.
Oh, right here.
But
Right
it's
there.
not on camera right now.
So?
that's up to the
So?
board.
Don't wanna be on camera.
Yeah.
well, you don't have to be on camera, it could be stand over there, but you got 3 people
But
for the
we're here
board.
to hear what you have done to present the case. We as a board have the right to turn around and actually see if you have corrected the problem, whether we allow to.
But you know what, y'all need to listen.
I'm still
You
talking.
need to
So did
listen.
I. But y'all are do not have all the facts. And what you should be doing is listening to everything that we have as factual information.
No, you're asking for a pile of information that basically the management company came back and said, you didn't have the right to have it. Now, whether you read that email correctly from Bobby Humphries, I'm sorry.
I'm past that.
Well,
I'm past
well,
that.
it
What-
doesn't sound like it because you're still
What I'm
asking
asking you
more
now is I
questions.
want to understand what happened here. I want to understand how this works because I don't want to get
Okay,
another fight.
how it works, every 2 weeks they drive through the subdivision, they go by the set of rules that are set basically by our restrictions, and they take pictures accordingly. And from those pictures they take, they turn around and these violations go out normally, from what I understand, via email. They're basically at that point, then if you have an issue like you do right now, then you can't be allowed to do an appeal to the board, but we are here
This
to
is the
hear.
appeal.
We
But
are
I have
here
to understand
hear
why
the
it happened.
violation if it's been cured, because we as the board have the right to be able to think, oh, you've attempted to try to fix the problem. We can actually come in and say, okay, we can have the fine taken away.
Okay.
But that's what Mark kept asking the question, have you fixed the
Right, but he
violation?
wouldn't-
Well,
he
yeah,
wouldn't
but
listen.
we didn't have time to get to all the facts.
I want to understand how this works first. I certainly have a right to understand what the process is to
Well,
make sure this
that's-
doesn't happen again.
If that question, if you would have called into customer service under the management.
Oh, we did. That's just it.
That's
We
just
called
it. How
multiple
about whenever you
times.
call the
But I would
management?
turn around and send the emails back to the 2 heavy supervisors.
And you said in one
to
of
say
your
that.
meetings that you see all the requests. Well, our request was multiple times to Melissa McWilliams to have her call us. Well, she wants to claim she tried calling 3 times. That is a lie.
I know
Because there
during
were
part
no
of that time, she
messages.
was on vacation, she was
No,
gone.
no,
for
this
a
was
week and a half.
prior to.
Prior to her
She
going
was
on
prior to
vacation,
her going
and
on
she
vacation.
never answered me. So I asked her for clarification on this issue, and I got
And
crickets.
then we never got anything until she sent in a
Not until we
request
received
that said
another-
she's deferred us to the board because she sees we called a hearing.
So not until we were assessed a fine did she reach out and say, oh, by the way, I tried to call you 3 times and it went to voicemail. Well, nobody else has told me that my phone has a problem and that they tried to call me and it's going to go to voicemail.
So do
See,
you have the
and
dates
she didn't
of
leave a
when- Do you
voicemail.
have the dates of when you made these calls to her?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I have
do.
requests
I
from
do.
Town Square.
I do. I will submit those to you.
Requests
I will
from Town
submit
Square
them.
as well. They're still there.
Well, I looked today and I didn't see any other open.
No,
recent
they're not
ones.
open because she closed them because she said we were sent to the board. There's gonna be a hearing. So she never spoke to us.
Okay, so you're telling me no board members went out and looked at the property to help them assess whether or not that was my property, right?
No, that's not what they did at that point in time.
Okay. Was the initial violation notice sent to me by certified mail?
I can't answer that question either, that's the management company.
Okay, that's the law too, that it has to be sent by
Alright, and it
certified mail.
says in here, you were
Okay.
charged a certified mail fee of $25. So I
For the
have-
second
Second
notice,
notice.
not for the first.
This doesn't say the first or second, this only has 2 current charges on your account as of May the
Right.
1st.
So what I'm telling you is that the law was violated and that I did not receive the first notice by certified mail.
Well, from what I understand from the management company 2 days ago, per Melissa, that they have changed how their policy is, that they send out 2 notifications that are courtesy notifications before they get a fine. So I'll have to, I don't know when they started that or if it's been started. I know
We
that's-
didn't get 2 courtesy notifications. So
No,
there you go.
okay. And so, so then I guess you're saying that you don't know why they didn't send it by certified mail for sure. You're just guessing why they didn't send it by certified mail.
I only can see what I see on, I only can see what I see on your account.
Okay. Was a board vote conducted prior to assessment of the fine?
We'll
No,
vote on the fine in particular.
Did,
Right,
so
yeah,
did this board meet and decide whether or not to assess a
that's
fine
not,
against
that's
my
not how
property?
the policy or the contract set up with the management.
How about it's a law? It's the law,
I'll have to ask that question.
okay? Since January 1st of this year, how many fines have been assessed against Windermere Oaks property owners?
That information is what Bobby said was confidential.
That's not confidential, I'm asking for a number, I'm not asking who. That's not confidential.
That
I'm
is-
not asking if so-and-so got a fine or
Well,
I'm asking
the
how
way
many.
it read that exactly way. You wanted a list, you wanted the name of the people, you wanted to know how much they were fined. And
Okay,
that
so
was
you
what
won't,
they
you
come back
won't
and
tell
said
me
was
how many
confidential.
people. I'll find it another way. Is this board confident that the photograph condition existed on my property?
Well, again, they've got it documented for 527 Coventry in the photo that I'm looking at.
Who's they again?
It's the people that drive through that Goodwin hires to do these.
Okay. So you're saying that, so who made the determination the property shown in the photograph was my property? You're saying that somebody that drives around, right?
Yes,
Okay. What process was used to determine that property was that property depicted was located on my lot?
you have to ask Melissa. I don't know how they determine which lots are which lots. I would assume they use GPS.
So, was any plat, survey, GIS map, boundary marker, or other verification method utilized? You don't know.
I don't know that answer.
Okay. So before the fine was assessed, did anyone verify the precise property boundaries? Will, I'm asking you too. Why are you looking at your phone?
He doesn't want to be photographed, so you need to turn your camera.
You know what? We can photograph whoever we want.
If I get on photograph, I'm leaving. And then this meeting will be adjourned.
Was any effort made to confirm ownership of the?
Photograph.
I do not want to be photographed. I
You're
just
not
said
being
that.
photographed.
Was any effort made to confirm ownership of the photographed area before the fine was issued?
Again, all of these questions you're asking need to go to the management company. They're the ones we hire under a contract to do all of the things that you're asking. The only thing, again, that we're here to assess is have you did anything as far as the violation is concerned.
Was the board aware that these heavily wooded and sloped raw land lots without clearly marked boundaries?
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any more questions. I've asked you the question of what we're here to do, and I'm not getting that answer from you.
Okay. Okay, so here you go. Are you ready? Are you ready, Will? Are you ready? Are you standing up? Are you ready? Here it comes. I traveled to the property, and if you'll look at that second picture, it's got a stump on it. I looked high and low for that stump. You know what?
Do you have that picture with you?
Yeah, it's not on my property. You've got it too, right there before you.
Well, I don't see, Chris, you tell me if you see
You know,
it.
it looks like a rock, right?
Well, it looks,
you see
yeah,
those-
this one looks like a rock.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
It's a stump. And you know what? That property is about 50 feet north of my property on somebody else's land. So this board assessed me a fine because somebody else didn't mow their lawn.
I happen, did you take that part up with the management company? Because I
We
happen to know.
couldn't because nobody ever.
Nobody
called.
were interested.
That other
at all.
people-
And she
They never come
deferred-
back.
She deferred us to you for the hearing. So where are we supposed to go with it, Julie?
Okay, I'm going to take it up to her superiors, because we had one that came through last week for the very same thing about the picture that was taken wasn't their property. They went in, determined it wasn't their property, and they took everything off, and we never had to be involved.
But you know who's breaking the law? All of you are breaking the law. Because you cannot assess me a fine without having a vote to do it.
Well,
So this management company is putting you in legal peril, putting our subdivision in legal peril. You people should have a standard operating procedure to let you know how to handle issues like this. Somebody needs to come up with a standard operating procedure, because it's absurd that we've had to invest so much time and energy in dealing with you people giving us a fine because somebody else didn't mow their lawn.
I didn't give you a fine.
No, but
I didn't give you-
well,
You're on the board.
you're on the
yeah.
I
board.
didn't give you a fine.
You're on the board.
On the record, I did not give you a fine.
none of
So
it.
you didn't vote for it?
I know, there was no vote.
There is
There has to be a vote.
Because there is a fine and enforcement policy.
Okay. Wait first. Given this information, does the board still maintain that the violation and fine were properly assessed against me?
I'm still waiting to see if you've done anything regarding the fine. Has anything been done to the
Just
property?
told you it's not
our property.
It's not our property.
Okay.
We will meet, and then we'll.
I mowed my property 3 days after y'all told me to. I don't know who went out there and took a picture of somebody else's property and then decided to give me a fine. I guess it's some guy that drives around in some car somewhere.
When
Okay?
When
you
I
mow the
replied
property,
today,
my vote is to dismiss the fine.
So does the board dispute that the photographed property is located on the adjacent lot? I guess, you know what? Why don't y'all hire a surveyor and go over there and look and see? Because this is absurd that y'all have done this to us. Okay, wait, one more thing. I hereby formally request that you abide by the Texas Property Code, Chapter 209, and respond in writing to the 3 requests for information documents that I sent to the board via Goodwin and Company. I also ask that based on the information discussed today, I respectfully request that the board rescind the violation and all associated fines and fees, confirm in writing that my property is not currently in violation, and provide the records necessary to fully understand how this error occurred.
well, that has to go to the manager.
This board has violated the law and violated our rights. The board fined me for a condition located on a property that was not mine.
And again, that should have been brought forward to the management company in the beginning.
Get
I
them
know
to
you
answer
said
the
you
phone.
tried.
That would be nice if somebody would respond when we call them.
Research into to find out why.
Okay, this is here, look here. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is my part. We've owned this land since 2019, okay? It has been my dream to live here in Windermere Oaks. After looking at land for years, including Mark's, of course, he had to leave.
Of course, he had to leave.
He had to leave. I landed on our property over here in Windermere Oaks, right over here. I love the natural landscape, along with the rural and rustic vibe. It's amazing to me. If I had wanted a subdivision that included perfectly manicured lawns or a golf course vibe, I would have bought in Barton Creek Lakeside, Lake Cliff, or Ridge Harbor. I chose not to do that. I chose Windermere Oaks for this. We visit our land often and dream. You probably, if you've driven by, you might have seen us sitting with our Land Cruiser over there trying to figure out what we wanted to do. Our dream is now becoming a reality. We have recently signed a contract to build our dream home on our land. Since we've signed our contract, the whole Windermere Oaks experience has been nothing but negative. This has all transpired since we signed our contract, and that's disheartening. As mentioned, we've owned the land since 2019. We have never received a violation notice, or much less been assessed a fine for high grass, even though we have never mowed our land. Never once. However, it amazes me that since we voiced our opposition to the road resurfacing project, that lo and behold, we receive a violation and are assessed a fine. It seems to me that this is a form of retaliation, and that's my take. You're not voting our way? Here's a fine for you. You may say you don't know who receives violations and fines, but that indicates as an HOA board, you are breaking the law since a board meeting and board vote is required before assessing fines. We are now questioning all of our decisions to move forward, sadly. Each of you, as a board member, have collectively made what should be an exciting and wonderful time into a miserable experience, and thank you for that. This whole situation makes me feel like I'm back in junior high school, trying to win the approval of all the mean girls, AKA the Windermere Oaks HOA board. I feel each of you need to wear pink on Wednesdays. For clarification on that, you can Google "we wear pink on Wednesdays." This harassment needs to stop, and I feel like that's what it is, harassment. I don't expect any more retaliation attempts now, during the build of our new home, or in the future. Leave us alone or there will be legal consequences, because this has been crazy.
And relay that to the one that left, the one that's not doing his job. That's your job. You're supposed to be an agent for us, the people that live here. You're not supposed to be antagonistic, and you're not supposed to have an outburst like you did and run off. You people are placed in this position.
I do appreciate your time. I will take that into consideration. I really will. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
And I'm sorry that you feel like
It
you've
is,
been
and I'm
harassed,
sorry.
because we
But
have
that's
no
not,
idea,
that's
we
not
heard
intentional.
no.
It really is. Or at least for me.
You know what? Look at this from our point of view.
I appreciate what you just said.
Okay.
I I
And if you
never
did mow the yard, my vote is to dismiss your fine. If you mowed it, I'm
But you
gonna.
took that you stick, we mowed ours and
I
they
get
still
it.
got it
The
because
only
somebody
thing,
else's
listen,
land.
the only thing is, we just want the dead limbs and dead trees. I understand if high grass gets a little high, we're gonna give you at least a privy to that if it's not developed, right? Not everybody out here gets fines, but we don't assess those fines, we don't do that. We hire somebody that's outside of us.
Let me just ask you, can you see how this would feel like
I
a
do,
form
I
of
do,
retaliation?
absolutely. I always put the shoe on the other foot. I do, truly. That's what I did in law enforcement for 27 years, all right? That's how I won my cases, all right? So I listen to the evidence, I listen to what you're saying, absolutely. My vote, if you went and you took care of your property, dude, I'm good with that. If somebody says that, hey, you know, Will, your trash bin's out, I'm gonna move it. Trust me, I got that from my HOA, all right? What did I do? I moved my trash bin, all right? Now, I got the courtesy, maybe you guys didn't, all right? And if you got assessed a fine, I'm sorry that that happened, all
Okay,
right?
here's the deal. It's incumbent upon you to make sure this doesn't happen, not only to
We will.
us, but
And we
anybody
will
else.
look at it.
You should know the law. You're dealing with the Texas Property Code, Chapter 209. You should understand what that is. You
Well-
shouldn't depend upon another agency that's not doing their job, because I tell you what, they put our.
But
because
that's
I tell you
who
what,
that's who we hire.
Well, look at the lawsuits you've got now. You see? You see how this could lead to a lawsuit because you're not following the law?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, that's
That
your right,
lawsuit's
if
totally
you,
different.
you know, if that's your right, you wanna do that, by all means. I'm just saying, look, we're all neighbors here. That's
You
the
know,
whole.
it doesn't feel like that.
It doesn't
But it
feel that
should,
way.
but it should,
But it
okay?
doesn't,
I want you to
because-
walk by, I have
Okay,
no,
we got
I
you,
have
we
no
got you, we
animosity
got you.
against anybody in this neighborhood. Now, they have my animosity against me, but that's on them, all right? Because they will live a short life, not me, all right? Because the word tells me something different, all right? I can't hold animosity because my days will be shortened. That's what the good book says, all right? So I will not hold animosity, I will not hold grudges, I will not hold grievances. Those who want to develop and thrive on that, trust me, their days will be shortened. The book tells us that plenty of times in the Bible, all right? So,
But I do appreciate your
so
comment.
I'm just telling you, if you took care of it, my vote, I'm gonna
The
vote to
thing is, can you
dismiss.
see after 2019, never having a fine, that we get one all of a sudden?
Hey, I would be in the same boat as you. I really would. I would feel so pissed off. I get what you're saying. I really do, okay? Trust me, I'm putting the shoe on the other foot. I really am. So, and I'm sorry that that happened. We will reach out to Goodwin. We will ask them who is doing that. Keep in mind, I don't know who it is that they're hiring to come out and do these things. It could be a turnover that is, you know, a cycle, and somebody is just trying to make a good name for themselves, because I've seen it in law enforcement. I see cops that go out there and they're bad cops. They're not out there doing what they're supposed to be doing. What are they doing? They're trying to make a name for themselves, or they're trying to do something, you know, that makes them look good when they're not doing what's best for the people or for the community. So I understand what you're saying. Trust me, I really do.
But
Okay?
here's the thing, if you know what you're doing, what you're supposed to.
No, I don't know. I don't know. You keep assuming that, and you're putting words in my mouth. That is not true, all right? I'm a volunteer on this board listening to you and listening to the evidence. You berated me and this board most of the time that you were up here.
Yes.
That is, okay.
Yeah, and do you
And I
understand
disagree
why?
with you on that.
Do
I
you-
disagree with you on that, but that's your right.
Yes.
And I sat there and I took it, okay? Because you know what? I took it for 27 years. Somebody chirping at me doesn't mean a damn thing to me. Really doesn't. I got it for 27 years when I worked the streets. Trust me, I worked the rough top part of town. I was a homicide detective as well, all right? So I know, and I've been there, all right? So people chirping at me doesn't mean a whole lot, okay? I'm just saying, I can take it, I've got thick skin, it rolls off my back. I'm trying to put myself in your position, where you're at, and what you're trying to accomplish. I want the same goal that you do. I want to accomplish your goal. And what is that? If there's dead limbs, and if it's the wrong property, trust me, I'm gonna go to Goodwin, we're gonna go over there, and we're gonna say, hey, who is this that's taking photographs of the wrong property? All right? And if so, then we'll start looking at all the violations. But trust me, I'm not retribution at all. I have no idea who voted what. I really don't care. And if I owned land, trust me, I would have been a no vote. Why? Because I don't ever drive these freaking roads. If I owned land over here, I'm not gonna vote to have a road be repaved. Why? Because I don't live here.
I mean, it was on, I knew that, I wasn't vocal about it, but I knew the board and some of the monies that were being spent towards that. I'm like, really? We're gonna spend that kind of money for a no vote? I knew it was gonna be a no vote. I knew it from the get-go.
So you've officially though been notified that now you have to send a certified letter for the first notice.
And well, I
And
will.
then also you've been officially notified
And
that the board has to have a meeting and
Yes.
have a vote before a fine can be assessed.
And we will double check on that. We will double check on that, okay? We definitely will.
So can you understand why I thought it was you? Because you people should have been the ones that decided whether or not we were assessed a fine.
I don't even, I'll be honest with you, Mike, I don't have time to look at what I really rely on Julie who's doing this. She spends a lot of time and I really just rely on her and what we're trying to get good one to do. Trust me, are there
Don't
gonna
we
be
have a
mistakes?
lawyer? Doesn't this association have a
We
lawyer?
have a lawyer,
You
yes,
have
we
a
do.
lawyer in your statement of what you said about the fine is gonna go up to. the-
Shouldn't this lawyer have a standard operating procedure manual
They
made for
have
you
one.
people so that
We do, that's the
is there
CCR.
not a section in there about assessing a fine and what you have to
There's a
do before you
separate
assess a fine?
policy that's the fine and enforcement. I'll have to look at the year that it was done. There is another section on Good One's contract that we signed with them that says how their policies work as far as when a fine goes out, back to what you said about a certified letter. They have a set of, 7 steps that they actually go through. That's their policy across all the communities that they're in.
So you also need to.
And those are according to, what I understand, those are according to what the state law is.
So you also need to address the fact that Melissa McWilliams won't respond because this could have all been handled
It could have.
with her,
Well,
but
it
she
sounds
wouldn't
like it
answer,
could have, and
she
I
wouldn't
agree
call,
with Will.
she wouldn't even send a text, she wouldn't send an email. It was crickets, and it was crickets until after I was assessed a fine. So if this is a management company and they're misleading you, because by law too, you have to give me the information within 10 days, I sent it by certified mail, and an email. And so by law, you have to give me my answers or else explain why you didn't. And then you can have another 15
That is why I asked
days.
Bobby that turned around and sent you the email, because that was when Melissa was gone. Because nothing had happened that I could see, nothing had happened in the meantime.
So if we're relying on an incompetent management company, then
I don't believe
that
the
opens up.
management company isn't incompetent. It's basically the people that whoever we have as the
Melissa
manager on that particular
And Bobby
situation.
Humphries, I guess. If
Well,
he's
Bobby
giving you
is
that
the
type of
supervisor, and
advice.
Bobby did what he was supposed to. He basically
This
turned
is
around and said.
a private meeting.
Oh, it is. We were gonna come and ask if it was, a meeting for the
Yeah.
general.
Just give us 5 if you need something.
Oh, no, we're fine then.
Listen, I'm about to have to cut this short because I've got my son that has some issues that I need to go address.
Okay.
So
I think we're done here, but I do wanna know.
Anything else I need to know?
No.
No, but I do want to know this. I want to know when you are going to determine whether
We
or not.
have 10 days according to the law.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm just telling you, if you take, I'm just telling you where I'm only one person, I'm only one vote, and my word is my word. Okay? So that's the only.
You know what? I want to thank y'all for at least staying and listening to me.
Sure.
Somebody else didn't, which is very odd.
Well, if we would have known in the beginning that this wasn't your land, then I don't recall that. Yeah, it's
Yes.
an open and shut case, because like I said, a week ago, the same situation happened and it came back from them. Oh, this wasn't the right property, and the whole thing was washed away.
Yes.
And y'all wouldn't have been the first
But
one.
on the flip side of
Okay.
that, we have put so much
Yeah, no,
time.
wouldn't have been the first one. That's what she's saying.
But
Wrong
we
picture,
put so
wrong address.
much time into trying to work this out. We don't live here. We drove up here. We bought a charger, an electric weed eater to come and take care of our land. And then we turn around and get another one, and we have to drive back up here. And it's been time, money, everything. And it is crazy that we couldn't just handle this via Melissa McWilliams. You want to tell us management company, we tried every single avenue possible with her. And then she rejected us when it came to, well, let's see, it's been deferred to the board, which is why we came and had this. And we,
Can y'all do me a favor? Can you list out your timeline as to when your communication
I'll
was?
send it to you.
sure,
And so that way we can kind of look at it and we can address that. Because if that is an issue, then that's something we need to.
that is an issue, and she's gonna tell you she called us 3 times.
Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
well,
That
it
is a
doesn't matter.
lie.
I'm gonna listen to what you have to say. We're a community, okay? We really are, all right? You know, there's certain things that I didn't like about the community, there's certain things that I do like about the community, all right? Nothing's 100%, just like my pastor. There's certain things that I love about my pastor, and there's certain things I don't like. But that doesn't keep me from not still conversing with him, and still talking with him, and still having dialogue. So if y'all are having issues, please let us know. That's something that we will look at. And that's what I'm just telling you, from our standpoint.
Okay, and then also from our standpoint, you have to see how we were viewing this
Sure.
as
Absolutely.
An attack.
an attack.
An attack
100%.
because we didn't vote for this debacle,
That-
this
and
road
that's
Well, I know
debacle.
there's been a lot of misinformation out there, but again, that was done
Yeah,
by a
that's-
CPA firm, and we, even though we know you own land, and you had come and talked to us individually, you had talked to me individually regarding the replat and so on, that wasn't something that we control to say, oh, we're taking, oh, you voted no, we're gonna do this against you. That is
Can I
not the
say
case
in
at
an
all.
instance like this from now on, that maybe you tell them hold off on sending out violation
Well,
notices?
now you know it's the
after-
law that you can't let them do your work for you.
Well,
You have to do it yourselves.
I don't know that for a fact at this point, it has to go.
Okay, here's the thing.
It will
Let
go
me
up to
know.
our attorney to-
I'm not gonna drive around the community and I'm not gonna assess people.
Okay, but you know what?
Then why would you?
Yeah,
That's my
exactly.
take.
I would get off the board if I have to go drive around and assess
And
people.
why would you?
So then,
I
let me
couldn't
know
do
your
it. I couldn't
findings.
do it.
Whenever you find out that it is
Okay,
a law.
it can be published, once I
Okay.
get, I've got something else up with him right now that I want to be published
Okay.
on his webpage.
Thank you guys for your
Okay,
time.
well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank y'all for staying instead of running off. What the hell?
I guess I could take you guys.
That was absurd.
Y'all want to talk about this other thing?
So, Will, I guess you've never been on body worn camera? Will, you never had a body worn camera?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Where'd you work?
Well, I worked 20 years in DeSoto, and then I worked 7 years for Mansfield Independent
Where's
School.
DeSoto?
South of Dallas.
Okay.
South Dallas trash.
Okay.
It's a very rough part of town. So, I wouldn't invite you to go visit there.
And where else? Where besides DeSoto?
Mansfield ISD. So I was a school
So
resource.
you retired and then went over to
Yeah,
ISD.
sort of double
For how many
dipping.
years?
7 years with the school.
Okay.
So now I'm still technically commissioned. You know, so Dallas Baptist University carries my commission. And so if I want to go work, I can go work and just go on the college campus and work, but I choose not to. I'm fully retired.
Right.
So I just wanted to get out. Law enforcement is not what it used to be. People are not the way they used to be. You know, so there's a lack of respect. And so I just like, you know what, I'm not. You know, but I'm always about evidence. Always about evidence. And you know, it was always great cases that I worked that were good, but also the cases that I got somebody exonerated and out of jail, even against my captain. So I purposely waited till he went home, so that way I could get that person out of jail and ride off, because it was my case, you know. And then, yeah, I've had to stand up a few times to tell people, I don't feel comfortable about this. If you want it, you file it. You've got the authority, you've got a badge, you file the case. This is my word, shit is. So, I understand where you're coming from, that's all I'm saying. Okay?
We done?
I think we're done. They've gone, I believe, yeah. I
It's
want
my-
to thank you for.
It's my
recording this.
it's my standard rate. $1.
Thank you very much for doing that.
That's y'all's table, correct?
Yes.
I'm fine with that. You don't mind? Michelle. Nice to meet you.